I want to circle back to this because I want to clip this later. DeAndre Hopkins signed here for $6 million. Okay.
Is it 1 year?
1 year. 1 year. I like DeAndre Hopkins a lot. He should have been a Raven a long time ago. But it is extremely hard for me to get excited about this. Not only am I not excited about it, I'm extremely frustrated with this team. It has nothing to do with DeAndre Hopkins. I think Hopkins, one, is obviously an upgrade from Nelson Aguilar, right? No disrespect to Aguilar, but that's not good enough, right? Like maybe he comes in here and he still has a little bit left, and he gets shock everybody and be a wide receiver one for one more year, and he looks great, right? And people will say EDC is a genius, but not really. You know, go and get guys that you know can play and sign them to a long-term deal, so there's some stability there with that player and Lamar Jackson. These 1-year rentals are not doing it. I don't understand why they keep wasting everybody's time with it. It's always, hey, this guy can come in and be a mentor to the young wide receivers. Man, how many mentors do these guys need? Right? You just brought in Deontay Johnson last year to be a mentor. How did that work out? We had Sammy Watkins here before. How did that work out? Des Bryant. How did that work out?
Why the hell would you want Des Bryant to be your mentor?
But that's what they always say. That's what fans always say. And I know it's a coping mechanism. I know you guys don't believe that, but it's always, they can come in. They got experience. They can come in and mentor the young wide receivers. Players that used to be good or used to be great, when they get older and they're catching on with the team, they're not coming in here to mentor anybody. They're coming here to take somebody's job and make money. Just like Kyle Van Noy and Jadeveon Clowney did. Right? They weren't coming in here to mentor Owe and Ojabo. They came in here to take their jobs.
And Justin Houston too.
Justin Houston. Yes.
And they did.
Calais
because the rookies you drafted couldn't take out a 34-year-old.
Yeah.
And if it's about mentorship, Devontae Adams was sitting out there. He's a player that is north of 30, has done everything that you can do in the NFL, and still has the juice left. Like you can tell he has a lot more left in the tank than Hopkins does. And again, that's no offense to Hopkins. I think he's a Hall of Famer. It would have been great to get him in 2018, 2019, pre-COVID, And right now, he is an upgrade over Nelson Aguilar, but I want to upgrade over Zay Flowers. I want to upgrade over at least Rashad Bateman, if that's what we're doing with the wide receiver corps. And I know you said earlier first that Cooper Kupp is still available, but us picking up Hopkins, I already have zero faith that we're not going to go after Kupp because it'll be we picked up Hopkins this year off the wide receiver group, and maybe we draft a wide receiver in the 3rd, 4th round that can't get off the bench like every other wide receiver we draft in the 3rd, 4th round. We got Tylan Wallace sitting out there. Probably not going to resign him at this point. So we draft wide receivers. We don't develop them. James Prochet, where is he at right now? Devin Duvernay, where is he at right now? Hollywood Brown, where is he at right now? So we draft guys. They don't last with the team. They end up going somewhere else. And it's not like any of them ever set the world on fire. So we obviously don't draft well at the position. At the very least, there's only 3 ways to build a team in the NFL or any sport: drafting, free agency, and trading. They're the only 3 ways you can build a team. If we're not going to be good at drafting, then we need to be able to go out and pay guys that are proven commodities while they still have tread on their tires, not when they're 3, 4, 5 years past their prime.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. And also, too, because, speaking of the Cooper Kupp thing, it's just another DeAndre Hopkins thing. Cooper Kupp, he hasn't been the same since that injury. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like the same. He's kind of lost his juice a little. So if you guys get Cooper Kupp, even with DeAndre Hopkins, you got Cooper Kupp probably 2-3 years too late as well. You know what I mean? So like it's the same, it's the same merry-go-round,
Yeah.
because like you said, Adrian, you're upgrading your receiver 3, but you want an upgrade from receiver 2 or 1. You know what I mean? We're not saying Zay Flowers is a bad player. He's a very good player. He's an idiot sometimes, but he's a very good player. Like, who dives for a touchdown when you know you're going to fumble? But that's just another case. But
you don't think you're gonna fumble.
why even
gotta
do
make a
that?
play.
I don't know why you even try to
to
do
make
that.
a play.
Yeah, well,
Try to get a touchdown.
you were at the 1 yard line. Just get to the 1 yard line.
It
run
wasn't
it
the
in,
play. It was a good play by the defense, man. Like it was a
No.
perfect time punch out. Like I don't put that on.
The play before you can talk about Zay Flowers being an idiot when
Yeah.
you got the taunting penalty, but not so much of that. But and to go back to your mentorship point, Jose, the other part of that is I don't think that young talented players listen to washed up vets the way that fans think they do.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you don't if you are Zay Flowers, and you think, hey man, I'm next, I'm gonna be the number 1 receiver, I'm about to break out, I'm gonna be a top receiver in the league. You ain't trying to hear what some 500-yard receiver got to say to you. He can't play no more. Like you're better than him at this point. So I mean, whatever. Now and some of that is just the attitude of the particular player, right? But I feel like if you want to be the mentor, you want to have somebody come in and teach, they have to still be great. Why is Hopkins different? Because
Okay. Yeah, because says Hopkins is different. Because I hope you're right. I'm a big fan of DeAndre Hopkins. I hope you're right. But I just want to point out. Every year we do this. Like we do this on this show. Okay, we had the argument with Des Bryant. People were mad at us when we were saying, why would you sign somebody that's been out the league for almost 3 years, right? And we're saying you're not going to get anything out of Des Bryant. People were like, hey, Des Bryant's him, right?
That's crazy.
They did.
Yeah,
People
I
were saying
know.
that.
That's why I'm laughing, because I could have told you he wasn't, because I remember watching him.
Sammy Watkins, same thing, right? Like
Sammy Watkins?
we do this every time we go and sign a washed up wide receiver, right? Somebody that used to have it but doesn't have it anymore. We all it's always this way. Even when Deshaun Jackson got here, people are like, oh man, he's still a burner, and I joked about how
Bunsen burner.
yeah, I joked about how he'll get a 40-yard catch and then he'll have to come out the game, and then he actually did that when he came over here. But people believe that because it's your team. I get it, and you want to think the best of that team, but at some point you have to get tired of them doing the bare minimum, because that's exactly what EDC is doing right now. He's doing the bare minimum.
And because it's saying, because we're not asking for 1,200 yards. You don't ask that from anybody. You're not asking that from Zay Flowers either. You're asking for a guy who can come in and make plays against the best defenses in the league in the biggest moments in the biggest games. He's going to come in. He's going to give you what Odell Beckham gave you. Odell came in and he gave you 550 yards or so, a couple touchdowns, and y'all were chasing that man with pitchforks and torches on his way out of Baltimore. You're not going to get more out of DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins is coming off of his worst season as a pro, and he's not going to get better, right?
Yeah, I mean, he had 450 yards last season between the Titans and the Chiefs. And if he was such a great mentor, why didn't the Chiefs keep him there for Xavier Worthy?
And Rashee Rice.
And Rashee Rice, who missed most of the season, if not all the season last year.
And Marquise Brown.
Yeah, so you got 3 receivers under 26 years old there. If he was the mentor that they needed, you think the Chiefs wouldn't know that? There wasn't an aggressive market out there for DeAndre Hopkins. And all 32 GMs aren't idiots in the NFL. Maybe 25 of them, but all 32 of them aren't dumb. So it seems like there would have been more money available, more of a process of extra teams getting involved and picking them up. A couple years ago when Hopkins was on the market, there were a bunch of teams that were in on trying to get him. We were one of them supposedly, but then the same thing happened. We pulled out, pause, and we didn't do it, but that's normally the MO of the Ravens. It's like, we'll be thrown in when a guy's a hot commodity, and because somebody gives up more than we're willing to give up, we won't give up that second round draft pick or that third round pick that it takes to bring a guy here when they still have a lot left in the tank. And right now, I don't think he has it. I'm hoping I'm wrong. And I said it last year when he went to the Chiefs. I don't really think he has a lot left in the tank. And the first game, I think he came out, scored a touchdown. He didn't do a whole lot out there. He scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl, but I believe that was super garbage time. It wasn't when the game was still in reach. I mean, the game was out of reach pretty much from the second quarter on. So I just don't think Hopkins is going to be the guy that takes us over the top. I would love for us to try to get that big time splash free agent. And I don't think we're going to do it because EDC, he's shopping at Wish, he's shopping at Temu, he's shopping at Walmart, and he's not going to spend the money that it takes to get that guy here.
No. MDT Sports says Titans quarterback was trash. If this is in reference to me saying that he had his worst season, I wasn't talking about the portion in Tennessee. I was exclusively talking about the part in Kansas City where he was averaging about 43 yards per game, which is lower than any other point in his career except the half a season he played in Tennessee. So he was playing with Pat Mahomes, and he was not making any kind of difference. They struggled to throw the ball more than they ever have.
Also, I want to point out that this man was getting like 1,700 yards with some of the worst quarterbacks in Houston.
Yeah. He had with TJ Yates. All right, so trust me. He's seen a Will Levis. Okay, you know what I mean. So
Matt Shaw.
Yeah,
Matt
exactly.
Shaw, king of the pick six.
Yeah, like the fun fact too is he won 2 playoff games with TJ Yates. 2 playoff games with TJ Yates. So Will Levis, he's like, I've been here before.